But today has been all TvT all day, and the finals is going to be no different. As spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Site Delta, we have the Shopify Rebellion's ByuN. He's looked very strong today, one with some proxies and some very aggressive early gameplay. His opponent, though, seems to be the one favoring the proxy in this game. In the upper left-hand corner, we have Team Liquid's Cure. The proxy racks. It looks like it's just the one racks, though. Could go for a second racks back at home, but somehow I don't think that's what it's going to be for Cure. Kind of interesting here. I will say one more time, as we get into this game, I'll ask you all once again to consider following the Twitch channel, subscribing to the YouTube channel, and maybe checking out the KSL Patreon if you'd like to support Korean StarCraft, such as these guys who have both played in the KSL. And then I will stop shilling for at least most of the rest of this series. I'm not going to make any promises. You know, I might have to shill a little bit later. We'll see. See how it goes. Oh, Cure. Oh, Cure. I was like, just the proxy 1-Rex Reaper. It's such a weird thing to see against a Terran, but proxy concussive shell Marauder. He's got a factory coming up back at home. I have a feeling cyclones are on the menu, and ByuN is not gonna scout this. Ooh, ooh, hold on, he's coming back. He's coming home. Still not gonna scout it though. Just chilling back at home. Reaper's not particularly great against this. They're really good when they can micro away. Now Reaper grenades can help quite a bit, but concussive shells, such a strong upgrade. ByuN holding the top of his ramp. This CC might be in a little bit of trouble. The bunker goes down. The first SCV goes down. I don't know if ByuN realized what he was up against, but he knew it was something. He's going to pull the SCVs and try to clear this. Reaper getting targeted down. Down goes the SCV building that bunker, so no bunker available for Cure, but a third Reaper pops, or a third Marauder pops out. There's the cancel on the bunker. That means no more high ground vision for Cure, though. Oh my god, but he's gotten 4 SCV kills already. There's the 5th one. The Marines just can't hang with this. It looks like the base will finish, though. So ByuN going to be able to save that SCV. He can obviously lift this base, and the Marauders can't do anything about it. Cure's going to put down a CC back at home. He does have that Cyclone on the way. It was a Hellion first, actually. Going to use that to try to bully his way up the ramp. The Hellion will die, but that means the Marauders are up here. Oh, the Cyclone needs to stay back away from these Marauders. He takes down one of the Marauders. But now the barracks is here for high ground vision. That means Cure's not building any more Marauders, though. He's got to land the barracks. He could build a Marine out of this. Oh my god, down goes one Cyclone. Oh, the other one. It's staying back just far enough. Can it get another lock on? There it goes. 5 more SCVs going down, though. Cyclone stays alive. There's a Cyclone down here for Cure, too. Oh, he's going to try to draw ByuN out. ByuN, don't do it. Don't chase ByuN. All right, the Marine's going to sacrifice itself for this knowledge that there's a Cyclone down here. I mean, this is an excellent opening from Cure. He is now 8 workers ahead on his opponent. ByuN's base is up on the high ground, whereas Cure's is down on the low ground, morphing into an orbital. Cure already has a 3rd on the way. And he's got 2 Cyclones now. So does ByuN. ByuN can do fancy micro with the medevac, though. Down goes the barracks. Cure does not have another barracks back at home. Oh, no, he does. Okay. Sorry. For some reason, I thought this was a second factory. Nope. It's barracks. All right. Does hurt his production a little bit, but he's so far ahead economically. ByuN's got to try to get something done here, and I don't know what it's going to be. Spots the tech lab. I thought he was going to fake the cyclone drop and just like fly the medevac over the tech lab. Oh, look at me cyclone dropping. Cure not chilling at all. He wants to go for some Liberator harass, it looks like. 4 cyclones apiece here. ByuN going for 8 cyclones. He's got his own Liberator. It's getting exciting. It's getting exciting. Oh, Cure's just going to keep his Liberator home. He's worried about a counterattack. He knows that because he has his 3rd CC and he killed like 12 workers. Jeez. He knows he's so far ahead economically that he's just worried about ByuN counterattacking him. So he's going to play it safe. He's getting into extra racks, double eBays, trying to get that marine production going. But ByuN's just been playing it safe at home too for now. As I say that, though, he's going to move out with his 6 cyclones. This is a fake drop Cure sending out on the map. Sending this empty medevac over. Cure is so well buttoned up back at home. It might be tough to take a 3rd base, but he's just playing this very defensively. And I think that's a great choice for him right now because he's going to be much quicker to the 1-1. Much quicker to stim and combat shields. Cure's production is just getting super ramped up here. ByuN finally starts at 3rd CC and a couple more barracks. But he's so much later to all the rest of this. His eBay is just starting. Stim and combat shields, or just Stim is starting because he only has 1 Rax right now. ByuN's Liberator is just chilling, waiting. But of course, the longer it waits, the more chances there are of turrets or Vikings, of which Cure has both. This medevac came in, scouted, and left, and then it's going to die. RIP. That medevac. It did good. We remember ye well, medevac. Cure feeling confident, seeing those cyclones out on the map, that he is not going to get attacked right now. He can move out. And Cure is, I mean, he's screaming ahead. ByuN has evened up the worker count. But that's about all I can say. That feels like a bit of a misstep from Cure. I feel like he could have produced a bunch of SCVs to transfer over right now, but maybe didn't want to put too much money into the SCVs. His army supply, though, is way ahead. His 1-1, his stim, and combat shields are all finishing up right now. Medevac goes down. ByuN needs to get the hell out of here. Ooh, stim is 3 seconds away from killing every single one of these cyclones. There it goes. Cure's going to chase these down. The cyclones doing their best to just trade out, but they're just not going to be long for this world. ByuN's going to tap out. There's some SCV damage going down on both sides. I think Cure had a drop going on. I'm not entirely sure. Doesn't really matter what it is at the end of the day. ByuN was very far behind. And yeah, Cure was just so far ahead. Too far ahead. ByuN realized it at that point. Also, he was losing a bunch of SCVs. But we're going to get into game number 2. We're going to Solaris. We'll see if ByuN can pull it back. ByuN's been looking so solid today. But I don't know. Cure showing up in game 1. Things getting exciting. Cure opening that game up with the proxy Marauders. I mean, that gave him such a huge lead. The Marauder opening. That, yeah, it would have been hard, I think, for Cure not to... It would have been hard for ByuN to find a way to get back into that game. Especially since his opponent was very buttoned up back at home. Defended beautifully, knew exactly what he needed to do to take an advantage in that game. He took the advantage and he took the game. And now in the lower left-hand corner of Solaris, we have Team Liquid's Cure. And his opponent in the upper right for the Shopify Rebellion, it's ByuN. And oh boy, this is fun. Cure sending an SCV out to Proxy. ByuN sending 2 SCVs out to Proxy. I don't know how this goes. I do not know at all. I think ByuN wins here. I'm assuming Cure's doing the exact same build. Again, it's 1 Rax, and I feel like Proxy single Rax Reaper is bad in this matchup. Unless you're against like CC first, which is pretty rare. So I feel like it has to be another tech lab build out of Cure, which means it's going to hit a lot later than the Reapers of ByuN. ByuN already has a Reaper on the way. Tech lab just now starting. It's just going to take so long for Cure's push to get online. And in the meantime, he's going to have exactly nothing defending back at home. And while Marauders do pretty decently against SCVs, Reapers are going to kill them so much faster. Cure might just tap out when he sees the Reapers that are proxied. I mean, he scouts that there's nothing back at home for ByuN. And, I mean, I don't know, dude. The first Marauder's about to pop out. But I think these Reapers just will do it better. I don't know. I guess we're about to find out as 2 Reapers are about to go into the main of Cure and 1 Marauder is going into the main of ByuN. And this game is getting nice and juicy. The thing is, I feel like ByuN should never lose these Reapers to the SCVs. Whereas I feel like the Marauder is like guaranteed to go down to the SCVs at some point. It just can't. I don't know. I mean, maybe if there's like 3 Marauders or bike run on both sides. Now look at how much quicker the Reapers kill things. Yeah, this is what I thought. Cure is about to have a Hellion pop out, but he's down to 8 workers already. And the Marauders got pushed all the way back to the barracks. ByuN was still mining in the meantime, at least with a few workers. Whereas Cure is down to 1 mule and 0 SCVs. The Hellion is out. It's waiting off on the side. The Marauders are going to kill everything on the other side of the map too. Okay, this is getting very weird. The Hellion is waiting. Oh, but ByuN, he's going to find it. He's going to get the kill. Here's the thing. Reapers regen. Reapers have healing. The Marauders can never actually do this. Like, the Marauders cannot win the fight, right? It's 0 SCVs to 0 SCVs. Cure's gonna build a Marine instead of a Marauder. He's queuing up another Marine. ByuN's coming up with the Reapers. Oh, he's just going for it. Oh, ByuN says screw it. Okay. I'm like sitting here staring at it. I'm like, what? What do we do here? How does this go? I guess we discovered it. ByuN wins with Reapers. We should have known that's what was going to happen. Of course ByuN wins with Reapers. Come on. Kind of a wild game too there. I did expect the Reapers to win. The thing is, the Marauders just take longer to get that damage done. And while it's not that big of a deal, it meant that ByuN had a bit more time mining, so he could get more units out. And the Reapers, again, with their regen, like, even with the Marauders slow, I feel like Reapers can outdo it. I think it could have gotten complicated if there was, like, 1 or 2 more Marauders. That could have gotten really complicated. The reason Cure was building those Marines at the end there is because they build quicker. So he was hoping to get an extra unit or 2 out for whatever the next fight was going to be. Didn't quite get there, though. And his opponent was able to take game 2. And now we're all tied up 1-1. Heading into hard lead. Or hard lead. Heading into hard lead. We have in the upper left-hand corner for the Rebellion, it's ByuN. And, of course, in the lower right for Team Liquid, Cure. Trying to find a cure for TvT, and his cure is Proxy Marauders. The 2 game in a row Proxy Marauder. This game, though, it looks like we're starting off very normal. We have macro game 3 is what we have here. Both players on the double gas. It's going to be dropping that factory. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So we get a little bit of time to chill. I don't know. I mean, listen, I love the wild TvT games, the wild openings. But it'll be nice to see what these guys cook up with a standard opening. I wouldn't be too surprised to see one or both of them getting aggressive with like a cheeky medevac. You know, for some reason I thought Cure was going to eBay block, and I was like, it doesn't work in this matchup, Cure. Why would you do that? Why would you do this thing I assumed you were going to do for no reason? But Cure realized the folly of his ways. You can't block a command center the same way you can block a Nexus. Both players out here scouting all around, worried about proxies. I love it. I love how, like, now after those first couple of games, they're both like, is there a barracks around? Is it? Cure's like SCV scouting his opponent again. He's like, you have stuff back at home, right? You're not proxy. Okay, we're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. No, I'm not proxying either. We're all good. We're all good here. We're all fine here. How are you? That's what's about to happen. This is the how are you moment, when each player just jumps into the opponent's main with 2 Reapers and kills an SCV building something. Oh, that's 3 dead SCVs on this side of the map. Cyclone comes down. ByuN could dive in and get another kill here. And he's going to do exactly that and try to get into the main base with one of these Reapers, and it is going to die. All right, cool. A couple SCVs going down. This is nice for ByuN, though, because it delays this base by quite a bit, whereas his is about to finish. A nice little way to get ahead there for ByuN, who's down a worker after that opening, but is getting into double cyclone production, as is Cure, because these guys decided to do the mirrored builds today. I kind of love it. I feel like these guys are on the same page. Yep, Cure going to go for the double cyclone drop and continue producing cyclones back at home. It's so interesting to me how cyclone heavy some of these openers have been in these TvTs. The Korean players just loving the cyclone openers. I don't know that I love them as much, personally. I feel like I haven't seen them do huge amounts of damage or anything, but maybe it's all like the meta game that I'm just not familiar with. ByuN going to defend back at home with his triple cyclone. Cure going to have to boost out of there, but gets a couple of SCV kills. ByuN does not have a drop, but he does have a Banshee heading to the other side of the map. It does not have Cloak, but but it could still get some damage done. We'll see. Cure heading into Ravens and Interference Matrix. ByuN is getting a Raven, but he's not getting the Interference Matrix upgrade. So it makes me wonder if he's just going to get the single Raven. Or he's just going to start the upgrade late. All right, cool. He's just waiting until I noticed. He's like, I want to make sure these casters think I'm doing something different, and then I will immediately do the other thing. Cure's still finding damage here. This is really annoying. He's going to go after some SCVs, and ByuN's going to have to come up and defend it. But he's already losing some workers. Oh, one Cyclone does fall. Actually, hold on. The double lock on. So low, that medevac. And ByuN's heading to the other side of the map. He cannot push into this, though. There's no shot. He drops an auto turret, but then Cure just drops 2 auto turrets and pushes this back immediately. I do not know why ByuN thought he could do that. He is going to hit in the back of the mineral line with a Banshee at the same time. He's only going to get a couple of kills with this. Oh, my God. And Cure, I thought that was going to be a cute little catch there, but it ended up just dying. So it was like a sacrificial Cyclone from Cure. ByuN is still producing double Cyclone. Cure is still producing double Cyclone. What are we doing, guys? What is this? Why are we on 6 and 7 Cyclones with already 2 and 3 gone down? Like, what? What are we doing, guys? Get out a siege tank. What is happening? Oh, but what if I stop building Cyclones and then they hit me with their Cyclones? Just grow a set and take the chance and build a tank. It's just so funny how heavy on the Cyclones they're both deciding to go. 9 to 8 Cyclones. Now we'll swap to tanks. Now that we're on 9 and 8 Cyclones respectively, we'll swap to tanks. Cure's going to try to go for this drop again. And again, ByuN has nothing in his base to deal with it. And this time, he's out on the map with his Cyclones, but he can't push into this. Cure has his own Cyclones. He has double Raven. Oh, man. Oh, was that the Banshee, though, getting some damage done in here? Oh, it was an auto turret getting some kills. So while Cure's getting damage done on this side of the map, at least ByuN's able to get some damage done on the other side. However, 14 SCVs just went down. But can ByuN push in? I don't know. There's one siege tank out for Cure. Looks like he lost the rest of his Cyclones that were here. ByuN's going to back up. A lot of his Cyclones are very low. My goodness. 2 hit points and 2 hit points. So Cure holds on. Kills a ton of workers on the other side of the map. Eats some damage as well, but he ends up ahead 11 SCVs after that. Otherwise, across the board, it's very even right now in terms of upgrades and the like. But Cure's got more stuff out. He's lost less this game, so he ends up with a higher army supply. He's got a better economy. He's taking his third quicker than his opponent. It's all coming up Cure right now, and he's also pushing across the map. It's 2 Ravens to 1 as ByuN gets his Raven home. Oh, man. But ByuN trying to take this third base. He's going to come down and try to defend it, but with the siege tank out, he can't. And I don't think he can save this. Oh, the DPS is too much. ByuN even supply blocked as that dies. And what a move here for Cure. He's going to keep trying to push. He's got a lot of Marines shut down here on one of those siege tanks. And it looks like ByuN is going to be able to clear this away. Some auto turrets going down to try to help out in the fight. Hold the phone. ByuN can't do it. And he is just going to tap out. I thought he'd at least hold on there, but he couldn't even clear that out. Those extra auto turrets helping out, killing some of those low hit point Marines. And Cure goes up 2 to 1. He is on match point for this grand finals. So cute. Just sleeping back there. I'm gonna give him lots of cuddles after this. Take my word for that. All right, players are ready. We're going to swap them in. Otherwise, it would have been Wardy versus Light, which I'm sure would have been entertaining. Not necessarily what we're here for, though. Instead, we'll make sure it's Cure versus ByuN as we head into a Hecate. Or, Hikati. Hikati, I think is the correct way to pronounce it. Or is it like, Hikate? It's like, Mitazen, Eugene, Hikate. Makes sense. It is funny seeing people talk about the pronunciations of the maps. It happens like every season. Some seasons, though, are worse than others. And I feel like this season in particular has some maps with unique pronunciations. Well, let's hop in to good old Hikati. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner here, we have the Red Terran for the Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Was looking unstoppable earlier, but I don't know. Maybe his opponent has found the cure for that unstoppable disease. As, of course, Team Liquid's cure. Now on match point, just needs to win one of the next 2 games, and he will take the finals of this EPT Cup. No proxies this game. Another nice, normal macro opener here for these players. You'll love to see it. So the rule I always use when I'm figuring out how to pronounce map names, I go with whatever sounds better. Whatever sounds cooler. So like, for this one, I decided to go with Hecate. I know it's supposed to be Hecate, I think, is the actual pronunciation, Hecate. But I don't like that. It doesn't sound good to me. It sounds too short, too, like, staccato. Hecate, Hecate. And it's like, you lose a lot of the good vowels in there. You know? Hecate, Hecate. You're losing a lot. You just hit the, like, the k and the t. I prefer Hecate. I feel like you slow it down when you say it a little bit. You get a little bit of that, like, glottal stoppage at the end. Hecate. I don't know. I just like the way it sounds. I like the way it feels to say. ByuN likes the way it feels to win a Reaper fight, and he's going to win that fight handily there, forcing Cure to build a CC up on the high ground. Cure was all set to build out on the low ground, and he was like, oh, never mind. Lost the Reaper fight. Hellion is not out yet, so this Reaper is going to come in here as well. Nice little repair there. SCV is going to stay alive. That's just going to buy time for the Hellion to get out. Reaper will get away, but still delaying the CC by quite a bit. If we look at where ByuN's is, this should be the same build. But ByuN's is way ahead of Cure's, just because of the one Reaper. Should have pretty similar unit sets out now, though. It's 2 Cyclones and 2 Reapers. But now the 2 Hellions, sorry, and 2 Reapers. Now the Cyclone is out for ByuN. Big Daddy Cyclone going to defend against the Reapers, jumping up into the main base. And that means that Cure doesn't have quite as much back at home as maybe he should. Oh, ByuN, he's got an opportunity, but he doesn't realize it. And these Cyclones are going to pop very soon, so he's not going to be able to dive into the main. Somehow this Reaper survived. Somehow the Reaper returned. What are we, Star Wars sequel writers here? The Reapers dive in now, but the Cyclones are here. They're not going to get anything done. They're just going to die. Bop some fuel. That's the best he could do. But still, Cure is not taking this base, so this is a real problem for Cure. It's even workers But we already have mules dropped here for ByuN. He's been mining on this base for a while. Look at the income spike in his direction. That's the mules, but it's also the fact that he's just been mining down here. Finally, Cure's going to be able to get down here and mining. But this is delaying his production. Oh my god. The Cyclone, or the Hellion rather, even delaying that CC from landing. That's brutal. And now ByuN's here with a medevac. Oh my god. Oh, there's no chill. Wait a second, though. Hold the phone. Cure's got a medevac. It's just 2 Cyclones, though. It can do some damage, but it's going to get pushed away by this Viking and the tank. Whereas ByuN is here with a siege tank on the low ground. Cure cannot mine. He's got to float his whole entire base away. ByuN kills the medevac, so Cure is stuck here. ByuN continuing to push. Oh my god. This is it. He's taking advantage of the Cyclone opener. However, the tank may be a little bit too close. And it is going to go down. Kills another one of the Cyclones before it leaves. This 4 hit point Cyclone. Look at that. It does a little bit of damage to one Cyclone. Good job. It did, what, 14 damage. Look at it go. So Cure pushes ByuN away, but I feel like ByuN already got the damage done. This CC wasn't building SCVs for so long that even though not many have died, ByuN's just ahead because he's been building double SCVs this whole time. He's also ahead in the army supply. The resources lost is fairly similar, but just so much mining time lost for Cure there that ByuN takes a pretty big lead in this game. Another double Cyclone drop for Cure. I mean, he's committed to heavy Cyclone again. I really hate the heavy Cyclone openers. I don't know, man. I'm not digging it. I like that ByuN's kind of taking advantage of it a little bit here in this game. Can the double Cyclone get something done? It looks like the answer is not quite. But the Liberator going to come in here. Uh-oh, Cure's not watching. Okay, he is. He pulls away. Cyclone just backs up. Oh, it's going to go back in. Gonna force these Cyclones to come up and deal with this. I don't think this Liberator gets away this time. But gets a kill. A lot of lost mining time here for Cure. And he's still not back on mining gas, actually. Not that he desperately needs it right now, but needs to get back to that soon. Cure going to go for a push, though. He's got at least 2 shutdowns here. He's going to shut down 2 tanks. ByuN has a 3rd one up on the high ground, but his Marines do not quite have stim yet. The Cyclone's going to try to take advantage of that. The tank on the high ground doing quite a bit. This one is going to be off of its interference matrix very soon. A few SCVs go down, but ByuN holds solidly for the time being. The medevac is quite low. It picks up a couple of Cyclones, and oh no, Cure not watching. And down those 2 Cyclones go for nothing. Stim is now done. And this feels like ByuN's game to lose at this point. He pushes away Cure's army. They are both taking 3rds at the same time. ByuN is only ahead about 6 workers. But it just feels like ByuN's army is in a better position overall. His 1-1 is further ahead. His combat shields is on the way. Stim is already done. The army supplies are pretty similar, but there's more tanks for ByuN. Cure's just trying to keep ByuN as home as long as possible. ByuN is immediately moving across the map. This Ursadak trying to block those tanks and help Cure out, but it's just not working. The Marines stim forward and gun down those Cyclones. The thing is, ByuN does not have any Ravens. That is a big thing in favor of Cure right now, but ByuN's going to push anyways. He's going to try to get sieged up here. The big stim forward from Cure. I guess his stim is done. Shuts down one of these tanks. ByuN, though, splits, kills the Marines. Can he kill the siege tank? It looks like he can't quite get the kill. But the interference matrices wear off. ByuN has the Viking here to push away these Ravens. And he is going to continue his push. rallying more units across the map right now. Cure needs to start working on the hold. The tank siege is up. Cure wins that tank fight. ByuN gonna stim forward. No, he decides against it. Pulls back. He's got 2 more siege tanks here. He's gonna try to siege up near the natural. Send his Marines into the natural. This is a little dicey though for ByuN. Some SCVs going down here. Cure has a ton of Marines. And he's got the tank here. It's gonna send those Marines away. Only 3 SCVs falling. Honestly, it's a very even game right now. I thought ByuN was really gonna have a bigger advantage than this. But he's traded slightly worse. Despite Cure having a few less workers, the army supplies are dead even. Billy ByuN has not been taking good trades. He's going to stim forward again, but Cure shows up with a ton more Marines and another shutdown on a tank. And he is going to clear this entire position. Those Ravens have been so crucial in this game for Cure. It's really showing why we see those in just about every TvT, why playing without them is so difficult, as ByuN is struggling to deal with his opponent's tanks. Cure's tanks have been doing so much better than ByuN's. And now Cure's heading on a counterattack with just pure Marine, but there's nothing back at home for ByuN. Where is his army? It's way over here. Cure's going to stim in. He's going to be able to gun down a ton of SCVs. Oh, goes for the base, decides against it, lifts up to head to the main. ByuN going to be able to siege up 1 tank in here. But can he get the Marines up to deal with this? Tank does a great job. I think Cure's going to be able to just get on out of here. Yeah, he lifts up, boosts away. I don't think there's a Viking to punish those medevacs. Cure finding some damage here. He is still down a few workers. The army supply, though, slightly in favor of Cure. I mean, the supplies are so dead even. This is so crazy. The one thing ByuN really has going for him are the upgrades. 2-2 is so much further ahead for him. But Cure, I mean, he's just hitting everywhere on the map. He's hitting before 2-2 is done as well, and before this planetary is done. So he's just going to get right in here. These poor SCVs. Oh, no, dude. The supply construction vehicle humanity. I don't think the first word's supply, is it? Space construction vehicle. There we go. I mean, they do construct supply. They're really good at that. Space construction vehicle. ByuN just lost 10 workers. He's still ahead. Honestly, kind of insane. You're going to try to drop on top of this. There are so many Marines nearby, though. Oh, he doesn't have boost available. Get out of there. Woo! Sheesh. Gets away. Cure moving his entire army to the right-hand side, though. And there is very little support for this planetary. There's 1 tank here. ByuN, though, sieging up nearby. He doesn't know this is coming. He isn't that far away. So the shutdown on the 1 tank. Oh, ByuN cannot fight this. Not without Ravens or something. He's just losing all of his Marines right at the front. Planetary needs some more repair on it right now. Well, ByuN is holding on. The Cure, I think he's about to have another shutdown available, another interference matrix, if he wants to try to take down one of these tanks. ByuN's going to go for the big stim forward. He's going for it. Can he clear this? He desperately needs to. And it looks like he will be able to push Cure out of here and hold on to his 4th base. Losing some workers, but still ByuN maintaining a worker lead despite losing 8 more SCVs. But all of that was just a distraction for this push as Cure continues his pressure. Now dropping in the back of this mineral line. The tank is still here, though. This tank is so crucial. And it looks like, again, ByuN's going to hold on. This time, though, finally, Cure kills enough workers to have a worker lead. 16 more SCVs going down. Cure trying to drop in again. 1 medevac going to fall. The other one take some damage, go to the back. Still 7 Marines in it. The army supply in favor of Cure. His 2-2 is now finished. 3-3 is getting very close for ByuN, though. If he's able to take a big Marine fight with 3-3 to 2-2, that might be able to turn some tables here. Uh-oh, Cure's about to walk into some tanks. He does not realize. The tanks are right on the front line, though, so they're going to get blasted, but there's 2 more tanks behind them. At the same time, Cure drops back into this base, clearing the mineral line before he gets pushed away. Continuing to hold this position up here. The scan goes down. Cure says, screw it, and boosts into the main anyways. Never mind. He decides against it. All right. Wild back and forth here. Cure keeping that pressure on. He's going to drop back into the natural. It looks like it's just 2 Marines left. So down it all goes. ByuN replenishing that worker count. ByuN's taking the army supply lead here. And that 3-3 is done. +3 attack for Cure it's getting there, but armor is way behind. But Cure, he's just been everywhere, man. ByuN has not had a moment's rest back at home. And right as it feels like he might be able to push this away soon, oh, the Marines stim forward. Where are ByuN's Marines? The Liberators get gunned down. The tank moves further into position. ByuN's going to stim forward and try to get this. Cure is hitting at the 4th base at the same time. ByuN is going to be able to clean this push up on the left-hand side, but now Cure has a position here on the planetary again. And these poor SCVs are doing their best, but a lot of SCVs going to fall. That being said, the planetary drawing fire. The Marine's going to come in and concave the crap out of these tanks. ByuN pushes that away. He's down to only 49 workers. He is up in army supply, though. I think he's got to go now. I think he has to get across the map and get some damage done to Cure. Cure has been totally fine on his side of the map for the last, like, 8 minutes. ByuN needs to get some pressure onto Cure, force Cure to do some defending. And here we go, finally, ByuN sending some units across the map, forcing Cure to maneuver to defend against him. Ooh, big double drop here, but running into more Marines. ByuN pushes it away. Does pull some of ByuN's army back, though. ByuN going to try to get some Marines in here. I don't think he can gun this down. He's just going to lift up and boost away. ByuN pulling back home. The double drop really scaring him from committing to that push. You're not able to get any more damage done, but Cure is still way ahead in workers. 70 to 52. He keeps this planetary alive. It is now a planetary. ByuN, though, he's floated his main base over to take a 5th base as well. So economically, ByuN shouldn't be that far behind. He needs a handful more workers, though. 56 SCVs is just not quite cutting the mustard here. But it's not too bad, as you can see. Cure moving around the right-hand side with a lot of Marines. Looks like most of his tanks are kind of on the left or staying back home to defend. 3-3 Marines can kill planetaries. But man, ByuN has so many Marines. Both players on huge Marine counts. Scan sees this army. Cure knows where the army is. He's going to stim forward. He's going to just pass the planetary by. Who needs it? Screw the planetary. I'm diving into the 3rd, and this 3rd is just extremely exposed. At the same time, though, ByuN says, hey, your 3rd's kind of exposed too. He is going to kill a lot of SCVs. He's going to pick everything up and head into the main base. Only 2 tanks left behind. Oh, but ByuN late to dropping, and he is going to have to pull back. Does have these tanks on the low ground doing a lot of damage to the Marine force of Cure. I can't believe ByuN got out of there with all those Marines. Both players losing a lot of workers and a lot of economy. Cure going to try to move up here. There's 1 siege tank to defend this base, but that is not a planetary. That is a dead orbital is what that is. ByuN decides to dive back into the main base. No, he can't do that. Cure's still out here with the Marines. ByuN has a lot of stuff back at home, man. Oh my god, he's got so much army back there. But Cure, I mean, look at the tank count here for Cure. 13 tanks for Cure to 9 for ByuN. It looks like ByuN is going to push these Marines away and pull everything back. Liberator going to siege up over here. There's actually nothing that shoots up to deal with this. The SCV is going to start to go down. This is really, really nice and crucial damage for ByuN to get done. But Cure is going to drop into the main base, and most of the units have left. Some Marines trying to come back to deal with this. And it looks like Cure's drop will get taken down. He's just trying to trade as well as he can in the meantime, taking down tanks. And again, keeping ByuN back. Liberator getting sent away for now. But Cure's going to jump on top of this base. There's not a ton of mining to be done at it anymore, but it will go down nonetheless. ByuN sees this army. There's so many siege tanks here. There's 8 tanks. ByuN thinking about dropping on them. It looks like lifting up. Oh, no, he's going to send the drop to the other side. There are some Marines out here that might be able to catch this drop. No, they're going to stim the other way and try to get some of these long-distance mining SCVs. ByuN, he's in a tough spot right now. Cure is on match point. He just needs to take this game. ByuN fighting for his life. Marines killing the long-distance mining SCVs. The last mining of ByuN as he is mined out everywhere else. ByuN's going to dive on top of the planetary, but with the tank in the back, the planetary gets repaired. I think that's going to be that, man. ByuN can't clear this. He can't kill this. He's going to run across the middle of the map. The army supplies are very similar. If ByuN can group everything together, maybe he can make something happen. He's trying to hold in the main base. He's going to lose his last command center, though. ByuN is not going to have a CC. There's no rebuilding. Yeah, he's just going to tap out. He cannot crack in to Cure on the other side of the map, even. And Cure takes the 3-1 victory over ByuN. So much TvT today. ByuN looked so strong earlier against Bunny in that matchup. Looked strong against Gumiho in it. But against Cure, man, Cure with the proxy Marauders. Cure with some very solid TvT play. They say it's his best matchup, and I think we got to see that today. GG's.